Hello, hello, hello. Thank you for joining me at Darlene's table again. Here we are. Um, I, I had to just make myself do this tonight because I said that I would. I didn't really get to do much of one yesterday. I was so busy. I had to go out and speak and sing, and so it was just a busy day, and I didn't get much time to do a Facebook Live. So I had promised some people that I would do one, and I've been talking about telling people about how to choose the right color for cheek color when it applies to your skin tone, and also eyeshadow colors when it applies to your eye color. So I thought, well, I'm going to be busy probably the next couple of weeks. I'm going to Chattanooga for a graduation this weekend, and then we're leaving Monday as soon as I get back, and we're heading to Alabama to go down there for our granddaughter's birthday, and we're going to stay all week and probably go to the beach. Hey, Laura West. Hey, sister. So I thought, well, I'm going to go ahead and do this. I've been saying that I'm going to do this. I've had several people to ask me, when am I going to do this? And so I thought, well, okay, before I even get ready I've been trying to pack and get some things together. So I've just been real busy, and I thought, well, I'll just go in here and do a quick video. And I'll try to make this quick because I've got so much to do. And I know in the evenings we have things we have to do with our family and things like that. Just want to update you. Yesterday I did a quick video on YouTube. I went to Villa Maria in Nashville, Tennessee, and we had a great crowd, and I spoke to them and sang a little bit, and also did the Walmart lady a skit. And so we laughed and we cried and we sang together, and it was just a fun day. It was just a really, really, really fun day. Great group of people there, and Randy went with me to help me, and what a blessing that was for him to go and help me unload and set up and everything. And it was so funny because Randy, anybody that knows Randy knows he's kind of shy and backward when he doesn't know people. I mean, with me or anybody knows, he talks, but around a crowd of people he don't know, he gets really kind of shy, and his face will get red and everything, and it's so funny. And he was out there working at my product table, and I was inside talking to some people, and I looked out there and I could see him through the window, and I looked out there and I could see his face was just so red, and I thought, wonder what's going on. So I asked him later, I said, what happened? I said, why was your face so red? Hey, Linda, thank you, honey. And he said they were out there looking at your CDs and saying, oh, now this song here said, what? Can you sing a little bit of it? Now, anybody that's heard my husband sing, it's not pretty. And I'm not saying anything about him he doesn't already know. So anyway, and he was shy. He's shy. He don't even want to sing in front of me, much less anybody else. So it was just so funny. Hey, Larry. Howdy to you. So it was just funny, but we had a good time, and it was good. And I always say, I always have my notes with me, and I pray about what God wants me to talk about. 9 times out of 10, and mostly it's always this way, when I get there, God lays something completely different on my heart. And so I always listen to him, and because he knows best, and so I did, and my whole program changed up, but it was just exactly the way God wanted it to be, and it was good. They want me back, so I guess that's a good thing. But anyway, that was a good day, and I was blessed, and so anyway, it was a good day. So, in saying that, I've come home today, and we're trying to get things going around here before we head out of town. And so anyway, I thought I've got to do a quick video because I'm not sure if I'm going to get to do very many over the next week or so, because we're going to be going out of town and being with family and things like that. So, what I want to talk to y'all about today or tonight is, and people say, well, and I've had 2 people to private message me, one yesterday and one today, saying, I would love to try this makeup, but I really don't know how to choose the right eyeshadow palette. I really don't know how to choose the right cheek color. I really don't know how to choose the right foundation. And so what I'm going to do is give you some guidelines. Now, as I've told you before, there are rules in makeup, and like I said, rules are made to be broken, but there are some basics. And, you know, if there were no basics, then we wouldn't have, I guess, kind of rules. I mean, you know what I'm saying. But in every makeup artistry class that I've taken, there are some basic rules, and I think pretty much everybody knows the basics. But we're just going to go over a few, and these are things that I've known for quite some time just in learning. And when I opened my Merle Norman store, I went to a training class that was extensive. And not only was I learning about Merle Norman products, but we were learning about the skin, you know, everything. I mean, we had an extensive training. That was very impressive, I must say. We had to do all that stuff on each other and how to coordinate colors and all that, match foundations and eyes, and how to make up eyes to make them look the best and make them pop. So I hope that I can take a little bit of my knowledge and share it with y'all. And I've had several people ask me, when are you going to do the video about the colors? And so we're going to do the video about the colors. You know, the basics are, of course, prep your skin first before you do anything. Because your foundation is only going to look as good as the skin underneath. And you can cover up a lot of blemishes and things like that. But in order for our makeup to go on smoothly, in order for it to stay on and have wearability with our foundations, no matter what we have to prep our skin first. So first and foremost, and you've heard me say this time and time again, and I can't stress it enough because I have really bad skin from years of sun abuse and not taking care of my skin when I was younger. But it is what it is. I can only try to do with what I have now and try to do better. But I have never had beautiful, flawless skin. So I look at these women with this beautiful skin and I just think, wow, please take care of your skin. I can't stress that enough. So, always start with good skincare regimen. That's first and foremost. That goes without saying. And that's a good, consistent skincare regimen. And always prep your skin first. And what I mean by that is to use a primer. Use a facial primer. I used to not use a facial primer, but I got used to that probably about 6 years ago. And the difference of how your foundation will wear, how it goes on your face, how it stays on your face, is completely amazing when you get used to wearing. Hey, Sue Clinton. I was just talking about what a good time we had yesterday at Villa Maria. Great bunch of people there. Even Randy was having fun out at the table. You'll have to look back at what I just said about him out at the table. He was so funny yesterday. But anyway, thank you so much, Sue, for inviting me. We had so much fun. And hey, Marianne Oglesby, Southerly, let me add that in there. Good evening, sister. So anyway, skincare, using a good facial primer, and I've been using a good facial primer, and I've started using Unique since I've been selling Unique, and it's the Glorious Touch facial primer, and it's great. It's just a silky smooth. It helps to minimize the pores, and it just makes your makeup adhere to your face and stay on and last longer. So always prime your face first. Always apply concealer after your foundation. Now, some people have applied concealer before, and I have seen some people apply their foundation, and I have seen some people take concealer and put it all over their face on top of their foundation, completely just like a foundation. That's a little much for me, unless the only thing I do with concealer after I apply my foundation is under my eyes. And if I have dark spots, I have one here on my neck, and I have one up in here. And if you have a blemish or something, then you can apply the concealer there. Also, like I said, we are our own worst enemy, but yet we do know what our strengths are too. I can tell you what my weaknesses are, and my weakness is bad skin. I have ugly, ugly skin. I have age spots and freckles, and I'm getting wrinkled, and so I have bad skin. That goes without saying. Nobody has to tell me that. I know that. I know that I have a very long face, and so I try not to, I try to conceal, put bronzer and contour around my jawline, because I do know that I have that long face. But I do know that my eyes are a good thing, and I like my lips. I have good high cheekbones, so I'm good there. But, we know our weaknesses and we know our strengths. And what we have to do is realize what those are and decrease the weaknesses and maximize the good things, okay? So whatever's good on your face, your strong points, you want to accentuate those good points. So if it's your eyes, let's play up those eyes. If it's your lips, let's play up those lips. If you've got good cheekbones, let's play up those cheekbones. If you don't have good cheekbones, we can contour and make those. So we need to look in the mirror. We know we know ourselves. We look in our mirrors every day. So know your strengths and know your weaknesses, and then we're going to work on fixing those, playing up the good things, playing down the bad things, okay? And so I know that I have bad skin, so what I do is I focus on trying to conceal the age spots and the freckles and the discoloration that's in my skin. Yes, I have a lot. I have done lots of skin treatments. I've used the Obagi skin line for years, the lightening, the bleaching. I've done all that stuff trying to get rid of my freckles. And when I get out in the sun, they come back out. So my face does not see the sun. Is makeup fun? Absolutely. And I've said many, many times that so many people will shy away from using makeup simply because they're intimidated and they don't know how. And I think some women are really embarrassed to say they don't know how. I think most women think that all women just were born to know how to apply makeup, and that's just not the case. So what we're going to talk about now is some colors. Now, what I have on today, and I put this on this morning, and I touched it up a little bit while ago when we went out, but I have not redone my makeup. I have went to the Y this morning. I have worked out in the yard. I've watered my flowers. I've pulled weeds, done all that stuff. And then I came in and I changed clothes, and we had to go to Walmart to get a few things. And then I come home and I started packing. So I touched up my makeup just a little bit ago. I put on some lipstick and I put a little bit more of blush on. And this makeup has been on since this morning. Someone texted me and said, does it stay on good? Absolutely. This makeup is phenomenal. I'm just going to tell you. I told you I would always be honest with you, and I will, and I'm not here to try to make you buy something and you not like it and you think, well, Darlene said that this makeup's going to stay on, and it doesn't. You're going to find out for sure whether it does or not, so why would I lie to you? It stays on wonderfully. And what I have on today is the cream. I have on the cream to powder foundation. I usually use the liquid, that's in this little dropper bottle. I usually use the foundation, the liquid foundation. It stays on just as good. They're both equally as good and as far as staying on. But what I have on my eyes today is I used palette 4. I added a little bit of blue just in the corners, and right here I added this lighter blue, which is Honest and Cheerful. I love the names of these. Honest and Cheerful. That's what I am today. I'm honest and cheerful. So I added Honest right in here. That's the light blue, kind of a silvery blue, and then the blue, darker blue out here. And then that's in palette number 4. And I've ordered the others. I can't wait to get them. And then in palette number 5, what I did, and these are all shimmery, and I use this coppery color right here. I love this. This is kind of like going to be probably one of my favorites because I love coppers on me. And gray and blue eyes kind of can do the coppers real well. It's called Vintage, and this is so pretty. And I have it right up here above my crease. And that's just, oh man, if you can see that shimmer. It is just absolutely, you can put it on your eyelid, and it's so, so pretty. I hope you can see that shimmer. It's just so, so pretty. But anyway, I wear the purples a lot. I wear the pinks. Beautiful, beautiful palette. And I'm telling you, these are so pigmented. You don't need very much at all. especially if you use your eye primer. And I don't have my eye primer yet from Unique, so what I've been using is still my old Merle Norman, but I have it ordered. It has been shipped. I can't wait. I hope it gets here before we head out of town. But anyway, so Bill Dykes, how is my brother? That is my brother right there. How I miss you so. We got to get together and sing some, bro. Anyway, so makeup can be fun, but it can be intimidating, and if it's something you're not used to, if you've never really had anyone to show you, then it can be overwhelming as well. So let's talk about skin tones. You know, some people have very fair skin. Some people fall in, like my sister has very fair skin. She's blonde hair and fair skin, totally opposite from me. I'm dark hair, kind of a medium skin. I tan very easy. My dad was Indian. My mother was blonde hair and fair, and my sister takes after her. So I tan real easy, and I have kind of medium skin with olive, kind of yellow olive undertones. Then you have kind of an olive skin, like just what I said, with medium, with yellow undertones. And then you have like the dark skin. So let's talk about, if you have fair skin, what color foundation. You should always go with whatever matches your skin. I see so many people and they say, well, my face is so white. Well, you have to go with whatever foundation is that's going to match your neck, because if you're fair skin and unless you're going to wear a turtleneck and you want to camouflage your face, then you got to stick with that color. So let's talk about a fair skin person. What color blush or cheek color would a fair skin person wear? Well, if you think about it, it just makes sense. A fair skin person could not wear the reds. They could not wear the berry colors because it's going to look so harsh on them because their skin is so white. So the darker color blushes, the reds, the berries, and all those are going to be way too hard. So if I was going to tell you, fair skin people should either go with like a pinky, light pink, or peach. And let me just preface this by saying any skin tone can wear peach. Peach is safe for anybody. I love the peachy. I like it on me, the peaches and the corals and things like that. And they say that any skin tone can get away with peach. If you want to play it safe and you're just not sure, you can do a peachy apricot-y color. Now, if you have medium skin, you could do the kind of a berry color, like a medium pink. You could, not the light pink, because if you have kind of a medium skin, it's going to look chalky. You know, you've seen somebody who has the kind of a medium skin and they put on a too light of a pink blush and it looks chalky or white pasty like. And I'll do a video probably one day of picking the wrong cheek color and just show you how that looks. But if you're a darker skin and you get something that's too pale or too light for you, it will look pasty and chalky. So you could use either an apricot, if you're a medium skin, of course peach, or an apricot, or like a berry or a plum. You could do a plum if it's not really, really dark. And if you have olive skin, kind of like I do, I have kind of medium to olive skin, and but I have a lot of the golden undertones, yellow undertones. When my foundations, I always go with the ones that got the yellow in it. You can use the orangey peach, which I love on me. I really like that the best. I like the pink. I have on pink today, the one that I have on Unique's cheek color. But I love the peachy colors on me, the coral. I love peach lipstick on me. I don't like bright orange, but I do like the peachy lipstick. Also, I can do kind of like what I have on, kind of a rosy, pinky rosy color. I can't do the dark. I can't do like the dark colors, and I can't do real light colors. So I have to stick with something in the middle there. So I can do either like an orangey, peachy coral color, or I can do like a rosy color. But it can't be a light pink. So I'm hoping this makes sense. And when I say light pink, you've seen, and on a light pink, you know, fair skin can wear that because their skin is so white. It's like putting something on white piece of paper. You know how bright a white piece of paper is, and if you put anything dark on it, it's going to be that much darker, and so you have to stay light. For if you have dark skin, and when I say dark skin, this is for darker skin or African Americans or whatever. If you have really dark skin, if you tan or whatever like that, you can use like the brick colors, like the brick reds. You could use the raisin. That would be a good one. You could use like the raisin colors and the brick reds and the darker orangey colors, like a dark coral or dark orange. So it just goes with that. It just makes sense if you just think of it. If you're the lighter, you use the lighter colors, and on down, you know, medium, olive, and then dark skin. And it just makes sense that the darker you are, you're going to have to use a darker blush for it to look right. You can't use light blush on dark skin, and vice versa. So it just kind of makes sense. And, you know, the other day I did a video on things I can't live without, and one of the things that's really vital to me, and I guess it's too because of my old age and I'm getting the old age eyesight, is my magnifying mirror. And I left that out, but I have a lighted magnifying mirror. It's double-sided, regular side and then the magnifying, and I cannot live without that thing. I mean, it's just so hard for me to get ready. Like when I go to a hotel or something and I don't have my magnifying mirror, it's so hard because I'm so used to looking in that big magnifying mirror, and it just helps. So I hope that's helped you a little bit with the color of cheek color. Now let's go to the eyes. People say, well, you know, there's just somebody told me I could never wear that color. And I said, well, you know, you can always get in there and play. And I do. I play with every color. I mean, there's certain colors that I'm not supposed to wear. But I play with all my eye colors. And, you know, it's makeup and it can be washed off. So, you know, the big thing is just to have fun with it. The big thing is don't get stuck in a rut. People say, well, I don't want to change. This is something I've always worn. And when I do people's makeup, it's so funny. I say, what color lipsticks do you usually wear? And if they say pink, I try to do something different because I want them to see. And I've had them say, oh, I like that. I would have never picked that out. I hear that all the time. And it's like, you just need a different aspect. You need to have someone else to say, well, let's try this color on you. And when I was at Middle Tennessee Women's Retreat and I did those women, there was some women, and I always said, what color cheek colors do you usually use? What color eye colors do you usually use? Because I had them to come with a clean face, so I didn't know. And lipsticks, and so I did try to do something completely different than what they were used to wearing. And they liked it. But the big thing is don't get stuck in a rut. Experiment. Have fun with it. You know, I've come in here and I've done my makeup and I would laugh and I thought, oh my Lord. And I'd go in there, wash it off and think, okay, well that's out for me. But at least I know. And you know, I have what I like. You know, I have people say, oh, you look great in red lipstick. And I really don't like red lipstick on me. But every time I wear it, somebody says, that looks good on you. So it's just all about what we like. Find what you like, but that's why I say get in there, play with it, try different makeup techniques, go online. That's why I'm doing this stuff. Go online, you can find all kind of makeup techniques, some of them kind of wild, but find somebody that's got the look that you're going after and experiment. It's fun. It's just learn to have fun and don't be intimidated. Okay, let's talk about eye color and what color eyeshadows. You know about the color wheel and the opposites and all that. We've heard that, and that kind of applies. If you have brown eyes, you should use coppers, navy. You know, brown eyes you can really do a lot with. You can do golds. Gold on brown eyes is gorgeous. You can use that like deep purple and the cobalt blue. You can use, and the one that really, to me, the one that really makes brown eyes stand out is green. Greens and golds, to me, on brown eyes just really, really make your eyes pop. And you can mix those together. You could put the gold here and the green on the outer corners and maybe in the crease. But those color combinations, deep purples, the coppers look great. Coppers are one of my favorites. I used to wear copper all the time. And green. Green is the standout color for brown eyes. Now I kind of have blue, blue-gray. They kind of change colors sometimes. They used to kind of be bluer, I think, than they are now, but kind of blue-gray. And so let's talk about blue eyes. If you have blue eyes, you can do the rust, which is kind of like a corally, and I love that color. As a matter of fact, I wished I could find one. Merle Norman had one, and it was kind of they discontinued it. And it was one of my favorite, and it was kind of a rust color, and it was one of my favorites. Really made my eyes pop. You can do orange, which I have on orange today, right up here. The orange that I showed you in there. You can do light pink, which I use pink all the time. What I do is I'll put the darker color here and I'll add just a tad of pink above there to soften that edge of transition there. I use pink a lot, and I've used pink on my eyelids too. I love pinks. And purples. Purples are pretty on blue eyes. And you think, purple on blue eyes? Yes. You can use the gold, but the big color are the coppers and the bronzes for blue eyes. Those are the standout colors for blue eyes. And when I wished I could find that one. It was just a perfect, it's right here because it was in a little tester, and you can see the side that I used. This is it. And I don't know if you can see it, but it's a copper color. And it was just one of my, it's just a coppery, shimmery, it was my go-to color, and they discontinued. I think this is all I have left of it. But that one that is in that Addiction palette that I showed you that I used today, it's pretty close to that. That one has a little more brown in it. This one has a little more orange in it, this one here. But this one here is pretty too. It's kind of a shimmery, coppery gold. But those kind of colors look best on blue eyes. Okay, let's talk about hazel eyes. I think hazel eyes are so pretty. My mother had hazel eyes, and her name was Hazel. What makes a hazel eyes pop? Browns. I always like to see browns on hazel eyes. Green, bronze, purple on hazel eyes. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Gold. But I think for hazel eyes, probably the standout color would be purple. If you want to really make those hazel eyes pop, use purple. And you could use it either a light shimmery, you wouldn't want to go dark, but a shimmery, and then you could either do some color here like a gold or copper, and then you could do the purple out here and bring it under. And I did bring the blue underneath. I don't know if you can see it, it's probably worn off, but I did bring the blue underneath. But hazel eyes, the purple eye colors, the purple eyeshadows would really be your go-to standout color if you wanted to really make your eyes pop. And then lastly would be the green eyes. To me, green eyes, I think they look good with like the purple, the silver, like the sage green, the taupey colors, like a taupe. I had a taupe in one of my palettes. What I did with it. Let's see if I can find it. I think it's in palette 1. Oh, maybe not. Where's it at? But anyway, this palette number 1 probably for green eyes would be a great palette. You've got some beige, you've got your gold, you've got your kind of a taupey and a brown. This is probably my go-to palette too. I love this. It's palette number 1. But you could do your taupes. You could do gray for green eyes. Gray looks great on green eyes. I used to wear gray all the time. I loved gray. Even though it's not on my preferred color, I like gray. Did I wear it? Yes, I did. Do I still? Yes, I do. So green eyes, you could do the taupes, the grays, you could do the silvers. Silver would really make it stand out. You could do the sage greens, like the darker greens. Brown is the color to reach for. That's the standout color for green eyes because they're kind of opposite. And then purple. So for green eyes, the standout color would be browns. And like I said, Addiction Palette number 1 would be my go-to one if I had green eyes. And you can just see the colors in there. You've got your shimmers, you got your taupes, you got your mattes, and your shimmers as well. So that's kind of the rule of thumb for the cheek colors according to your skin tone, and also the colors of eyeshadow as according to your eye color. Change up your makeup routine from time to time. Otherwise, you'll get bored with it, and you won't take your time with it, and you'll just go through a routine, and you won't enjoy using your makeup. Just kind of, play with your makeup. You missed the brown, Marianne? I think brown would look good on you. I do. I think brown would look pretty on you. You say you look like somebody poked you in the eye, but I really think the browns are especially this Zealous. It's kind of got I don't know if you can see it or not. I'll hold it to the light. It's kind of got a shimmer. It's just kind of and it looks really brown in here, but it's a shimmery. This was the one I wear all the time. I think you would be gorgeous in that with your hair color and skin color and all that kind of stuff. Let's see, what else can we talk about? It's just really fun and I've said this before, I'm so glad God made me a woman. No, you don't, Marianne. God, you look like you have liver damage. You're so funny. You're so funny. You're so pretty. And you do great with your makeup, so, what can I tell you? I don't need to tell you anything. And like I said, we like what we like. I have never, and I hope I don't hurt anybody's feelings that's ever done my makeup, but I have never gone anywhere and had my makeup done by somebody and walked away that I didn't fix something. I mean, it's like, I'd look in the mirror and it's like, oh, I don't like that at all. And it was by expert people. I mean, makeup artists and everything else. Like when I did some photo shoots, and when I worked for a hospital and we had to do pamphlets and brochures, and they were doing our makeup for the brochures and stuff like that by these makeup artists, and they did our makeup and stuff, and I would think, oh my gosh, I hate that. So somebody else's opinion, yeah, mascara, that's true, Marianne. I've never had anyone do my makeup and I walk away and think, I really like that. And kind of the same way with my hair. When I go to the beauty shop, and I'm going tomorrow, I did my hair tonight. I put some color in it, cover up my gray, but I got to go and get some highlights put in it because it's just so dark. But whenever I go to the beauty salon and they blow dry my hair and fix it, it is never I've got a cowlick right here, as you can see. And it's always sticking out, and it's just a mess. Nobody can do my hair. I said, I don't know what's going to happen when I die. I don't know who's going to fix it. But it best be fixed, is all I can say. But anyway, the big thing is, there's rules, there's guidelines, there's the basics. And, you can always go and you can look stuff up online, and you'll see all kinds of different things. Just like with anything else, you can... it's like when you're sick and you try to get on Google and you try to find out what's wrong with you. You're going to have some major illness when you go to Google and look up what's wrong with you. Well, when you do makeup, you can find all kinds of rules, all kinds of guidelines, all things to do, all things to don't. But it's finding what works for you, and the only way that you're going to do that is experiment. Now, what I've given you is some guidelines. It's just what I've been taught over the years, and pretty much it's kind of true. Especially with the cheek colors, and I think that's the mistake that I see more women making than that in their lipstick. Eyeshadows, you can kind of play around with the eyeshadows, and it's not so bad or noticeable. But cheek color, because our face is so exposed, if we have the wrong cheek color, or too dark, or too heavy, or too light, you know, it's there for everybody to see. So I think the big thing is kind of take in consideration your skin tone. And if you're fair skinned, go with a lighter color, cheek color. Don't go with the dark and the reds and the berries and all that, because it's going to look like just two big apples right there on your cheeks. And same thing with the dark skin. You can't go with the light colors because it's going to look chalky and pasty. So that's just kind of some rules and regulations and guidelines and do's and don'ts and what you will, you know. But like I said, don't get stuck in a routine, and don't get stuck in a rut. Play with your makeup. Learn to enjoy it. Learn to have fun. Don't be intimidated by it. Try it and go to these YouTube videos and watch some of them and see how to do it. And that's the way I learned. I got in there and I didn't even have YouTube back then, but I'm telling my age. But I just get in there and play with it. And I don't know what it used to look like in school. I guess it was pretty bad. I don't know. But anyway, I used to play with makeup, and I've just learned to love it over the years. And the more you do something, the better you like it and the better you get at it. So I just hope that this has been helpful to you. I hope that you've learned something, and I'll try to do maybe a video tomorrow. I hope that the rest of some of the things I've ordered comes in tomorrow, because I'd love to play around with some of my new colors. I've ordered some lipsticks and another colors eyeshadow palettes, and so I'm excited about that. But I'm experimenting every day with my different colors, and I'm just loving them all. I like some better than I like the others. So anyway, creating a beautiful face, creating something that you're happy with, that's what it's all about. If you look in the mirror and you say, I like that, then go with it. That's just my advice to you. That's what I do. And whether it be right or whether it be wrong, you know, there you go. So before I head out of town this weekend, like I said, I'll be gone for over a week. So I probably won't be doing many videos or Facebook Lives or anything like that. So I wanted to be sure and get this one, because I've been promising that I would. And I've had several people to say, when are you going to do that? I would like to know what colors look best on my eyes before I order. And I'm doing real good with my orders. So be sure and go to my unique website. Check it out. You can shop. There's a little link up there that says shop. You can shop, and then there'll be a drop down box, and you choose what you want to shop for, whether it's skincare, whether it's eye shadows or primers or lip liners, and it'll just give you a drop down box, and you can choose what you want to go look at, shop for, and it shows you the colors and things like that. And if you ever order anything and it's the wrong color or you don't like it, you can return it. So I hope that this has been good, and like I said, this is not a have to or die-hard rules. It's just kind of guidelines, and hopefully it'll help those that are just hesitant about what colors to use. So I hope you've enjoyed it and learned a little something. And if you have any questions, or I can help you, or you want me to address anything in the future, please let me know. And I hope I'll be back on here. I'll try to do something tomorrow before we head out. We'll be gone for probably a week and a half. But we'll be back, Marianne, for the Dunkin'. Oh, and I need to do that. I need to talk about that. Veranda, we're doing a fundraiser. And anybody that really doesn't like me, now's your chance to dunk me in the Dunkin' tank. So if you're interested, you can go to my Facebook page. There's a link there that you can look at. You can go to Veranda Ministries, and you can go there. There's Dusty Wells is going to be there, and we're going to have so much fun, Rhonda Minton, and we're just going to have a good time. It's going to be a good thing, good fundraiser. We're going to have fun. So it's on June 3rd. You can pay some money, and you can throw balls, and you can try to dunk somebody. You can pick out who you're mad at that day and who you want to dunk. Get my hair wet. Yes, sir, buddy. You've already seen without my makeup, so there you go. But we could do without the makeup and the hair wet. That'd be a pretty sight, I'm telling. So anyway, looking forward to that, Marianne. It's going to be fun. But anyway, just wanted to do this quick video and this before I got busy, and I'll try my best to come back tomorrow before we head out for a little while, but we got to go to Alabama. Our granddaughter's birthday's coming up. We're going to go down there and visit with them, maybe go to the beach for a couple of days, just get away. And so anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this. I hope you've learned something, and please go to my YouTube and subscribe. It's Darlene Chapman, the Makeup Girl. Please go and subscribe. You know, and it'll notify you, and you don't have to look at everything I do if you don't want to, but it will help me if you subscribe, and tell your friends too. I would appreciate that. So anyway, I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope you've learned something, and until you join me here again next time, maybe tomorrow, but join me back at Darlene's table, and I'll see y'all later. Bye.